Hi, my name is Bob Kemerait. I'm an extension plant pathologist at the University of Georgia, and I specialize in the management of diseases and nematodes affecting our peanut crop. And if you can see behind me, we've got a beautiful crop of peanuts growing, beautiful green color. And for those who don't work with peanuts, it's easy to imagine that growing peanuts is easy. They always look like this. In fact, that's not the truth. The peanut crop is susceptible to a number of different diseases. Most of them are caused by fungi. We also have a very important viral disease, tomato spotted wilt virus. And we also have the peanuts affected by small roundworms, small worms called nematodes that affect the peanut crop. And so when you see a beautiful green crop of peanuts like that behind me, you have to recognize that the farmer has worked very, very hard to manage it. We manage these diseases in several ways. One way we can manage them is by some of our better varieties, the newer varieties, our peanut breeders like Bill Branch and Nino Brown. They're coming out with different new varieties that are working very, very well to help us with more resistance to these diseases and nematodes. The second thing we're able to do is by using judicious use of fungicides. Growers will go through the field when appropriate, apply fungicides to manage the fungal diseases. In 2024, it has been a very, very difficult year for diseases, both because of how hot it was and dry at one period of time, and also how much wet it's been. When we have very warm temperatures during the day, warm temperatures at night, and high humidity, I know, right? That's what South Georgia is. Hot daytime temperatures, warm nights, and lots of humidity. That is a perfect breeding ground for white mold disease and leaf spot diseases. And so in order to manage those, our growers depend upon better varieties which have resistance, and they also depend upon judicious use of fungicides to protect the crop. If we do not protect the crop from leaf spot disease and white mold, not only are they not beautiful anymore, but we can lose more than 50% of our crop, thousands of pounds of yield in peanuts because the diseases were not managed. It doesn't matter which year we're growing peanuts in Georgia, we're going to have to fight diseases. Diseases and peanuts go hand in hand in Georgia. But what I will say is 2024 has brought its own special set of problems. One, because we had so much water early on, we were delayed in planting. Delays in planting can increase some of the problems we have with seedling diseases. It can increase the problems with tomato spotted wilt virus as well. Things that our growers have to manage before they close the furrow. They have to be very aggressive. But in my mind, 2024 will be remembered as the year of white mold. White mold is caused by a fungus. That fungus thrives in very hot temperatures during the daytime, very warm temperatures at nighttime, and very high humidity. Right now, a lot of our peanut crop is looking beautiful, like the crop behind me. We have luscious growth. We have a lot of green canopy. That traps moisture underneath in that canopy of leaves. It traps humidity. It extends the period that the leaves are wet after the morning dew. And all of that is a perfect recipe. Hot daytime temperatures, warm nighttime temperatures, high humidity, great growth, extended leaf wetness period. All of that translates for our growers into bigger problems with white mold. So what do? We have varieties that have more resistance, but most of them are using fungicides. And the thing to remember our growers have to fight with fungicides is they apply them across the top of the plant, but they have to get them down into the plant, down to the bottom of the plant to fight this disease. And so if we're not getting timely rainfall, if we don't have timely irrigation, it can become even more difficult. So for me, 2024 will be remembered as nearly a perfect storm for outbreaks of one of our most serious and important diseases, and that's white mold, which costs our growers tens of millions of dollars each year in terms of cost of control and in terms of lost yield. I'm very grateful to be here at Plains. The Plains Station, the Southwest Georgia Research and Education Center in Plains, is one of the gems of the University of Georgia College of Agriculture and Environmental Science research stations. It is wonderful. The reason I'm here is that I'm looking at different fungicide programs and different management strategies for peanuts. What we have in my research here is we apply fungicides from a number of different companies and a number of different products that go out. And so what growers really want to know, what the farmers want to know, Bob, what's the best program for me? And not only what's the best program for me in terms of efficacy, but in terms of my area. And so when I do a research trial here, funded in large part by the Georgia Peanut Commission, what we have the opportunity to do is to compare the results we get here with the same programs and look at what happens in Attapulgos, what happens in Midville, what happens in Tifton. So we're able to look at these across stations and across grower fields in other counties. And again, with the money reinvested from the growers to the Georgia Peanut Commission, we have the opportunity to further look at what happens with disease and nematode management for our growers so they can remain profitable today and continue growing peanuts into the future.